Welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. Today we are going to go through the Steampunk Tarot. We're going to do a walkthrough of the cards and the guidebook, and then I am going to shuffle really well and ask Sakeina what her take on this deck is. So stay tuned for that. Steampunk Tarot just came in the mail just the other day, and it was sealed. I opened it. It's just one of those things I could not resist opening. For some reason, I was really drawn to this deck. And since I opened it and have looked at things a little bit, I haven't gone through all the cards yet, but I am enamored with it, I have to say. And interestingly enough, I also have the Trick or Treat Tarot by Barbara Moore, and I was not at all impressed with the book. However, I may have to go back through it. That was the first deck I ever had from her, and I guess I just really didn't understand her take on the cards, what she shared in her guidebook on the cards. This one, however, I am so impressed about what I have read thus far in the guidebook. I cannot even tell you. So, anyway, Barbara Moore deck. The illustrations are done by, I think that's pronounced Ally or Ally Fell. And it does give some information about him in the guidebook. So it is a magnetic box. It's a Llewellyn thing. And on the back it says, where the past and future converge. With a turn of the wheel and a spin of the cog, the oracular machinery lumbers into action. The curtains slowly draw back. The time has come to reveal your destiny. Created by expert tarot reader Barbara Moore and brilliantly brought to life by artist, I'm just going to say Ally Fell, the Steampunk Tarot offers a glimpse of the future through a lens to the past. Retooling the gears of the Rider-Waite tradition, each card's intricate artwork depicts a scintillating fusion of man and machine, nature and technology, science and alchemy, romance and fashion. The included manual offers tips, original spreads, and guidance in card interpretation. And this retails for $29.99. I was able to get mine on eBay as a used but new. It had never been opened at a great price. So, the inside, cogs, wheels. And this is a good book. It's a Llewellyn type book, what we're accustomed to seeing. They are not color pictures. However, these pictures, it is good that they have them in here. They're full page, because some of the images on the card, as I was going through some of the Major Arcana, it would mention something within the card, such as the apple in the hand here. And I was not able to see the apple on the card. The image was too small. Maybe it's just my eyes. But we start out here with amazing information. Again, this is about Barbara Moore, and this is about Ally Fell. Goes into the introduction, a bit about steampunk, more than a novelty deck, a map of your journey, tarot basics about the deck, uses, anatomy of a reading. I did find the anatomy of a reading actually, this whole first part I really enjoyed reading. Ritual, practical concerns, do-it-yourself techniques, telling stories, one card, many meanings, practice makes perfect, my not-so-secret reading technique, and then she moves into the Major Arcana, and each one has a little saying here. For instance, the Fool. It says up here, everything looks a little magical. And then core meaning, the moment before the first step is taken. And then we have a full colored picture, and we have a full page of information. And we have a little bit more, and then a reading tip. And I will share one of the cards here and what it talks about, or how it reads for you in a little bit. Then we go into, after going through all the major arcanas, we go into the minor arcana, and it has the same kind of saying, a core meaning, and just as much information, it looks like, for each of the minor arcanas. And again, a full-size picture. So let me double check here with, yeah, pretty much. Depends on what the card is, but so we are, after going through the minor arcanas, it looks like she separates the pages of each suit, and then the knights, and then the queens, and then the kings. Each one right before it has a little blurb about kings specifically, or queens, or knights, or pages, and then it goes into the individual suits. And then kind of an ending or a conclusion. Then she goes into spreads. So we've got the one card wonder, adaptable spreads, panoramic photograph, the difference engine, aka the magical mesocosm, sample reading, and a farewell. How to Write to Barbara Moore and Ally Fell. So the book itself is, let's see, we include that picture. Oh, it's not gonna let me. $294 up to the farewell, or to finish off the farewell. So it's a good book, and I have to admit, I don't know the difference between the years of the Trick or Treat Tarot and this one, but I think there has been a lot explored by Barbara Moore, at least from my opinion, about tarot. Either that or this one just spoke to her in a way that no other has. It's just a guess, but it worked for me. So, all right, so let's set that down, and we will pull the cards out. And we have the plain black, and again, magnetic, as are most of the Llewellyn cards now. Now again, there's a lot of people who don't care for the cardstock of Llewellyn cards. I don't mind them because I feel like they shuffle really, really well. At least they do for me. This has a border, which might turn some people off. It's black around the border. I don't seem to mind it. It doesn't faze me. The cards are a little dark, scenery-wise, but not all of them, obviously, just certain ones. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go through the cards, and then I will pull one at random from the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana and read you from the book what they say, because that gives you an idea of what the book is like. And I'm telling you, that is what I have read so far. And I've gone through almost all of the major arcana, and I did read all of the front. It kind of gave me a new perspective on things that I had not thought about previously. So it is always wonderful to be able to learn new things about the tarot from other readers. It's amazing. All right, so we're going to start out with the Fool. And as always, if I have a hard time focusing, I'll cut that out of the video so you don't have to watch that part. The Fool. And this Fool in the book, the story that has been given to him, he is a chimney sweep. Because as you can see, we are with steampunk, we are back in, I believe, like the 1800s. So, kind of amazing. I just love the cards. Then we have the Magician. And I know a lot of people don't bother with the books because they read a certain way, and that's good, you know, the way that they do. But the information in here and kind of the take that Barbara Moore has put on these cards, I think is unique. So it might be worth the read. The High Priestess. I love this card. The Empress. And one thing I didn't mention is that they do have a shine to them. They're not, they feel matte in a way. I mean, they have a little bit of roughness to them, but there is a shine, as you can see with my light. This is the back. And obviously not a reversible back, which doesn't faze me because I don't read reversals, but for some that might be a deterrent. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. There's a write-up about this parasol too within the part of the book that's about the chariot. Quite fascinating. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. The World. Okay, so we've gone through the major arcanas here. I'm going to do just a swish shuffle here, and I will pull one at random and read what it says in the guidebook about that card. So we're just going to yank here. So we have the Justice card. All right, so let us open that up in the book here. Okay, so we have Justice. You play the hand that you were dealt. The way you play it will determine your next hand. Core meaning, the consequences of your actions are at hand. Her gaze looks right through you, into the very core of your soul, shining a light on your motivations and intents. Stones and gems and crystals, tokens of your actions, fill one side of the scale, which you might be able to see better here than on the card. Oh, maybe not. A feather floats gently to the other. So a feather on the other side of the scale. The weight of a pure heart and a clean soul. Compared to our earthy humanness, how can the scales ever balance? Karmic justice is a complex matter. The equation comparing stones and feathers is a delicate balance. This is no simple operation. She must take into account every past experience, every thought and hope and fear, all your darkness and all your light, and mix it with the lessons your soul has determined to learn in this lifetime. So many variables could create a cluttered, indecipherable mess, but her scales are precise and her objectivity complete. The end result, the final judgment, is the perfect result of your own decisions. The cards that fall from her hand are the ones you selected. When justice appears in your reading, it is a reminder that your actions have created your present situation. If you are not happy with the current state of things, examine your intentions, motivations, and decisions with the clear and objective eyes of justice. Measure your actions against your ideal. The notion that your present actions create your future is always true. It is an ongoing cycle. But if this card shows up, it is letting you know that now is a pivotal time. Whatever you are considering doing in this situation has greater ramifications than you may have realized. If you are feeling that something in your life isn't fair, This card will be a gentle reminder that you should look within before blaming others or fickle fate for your current challenges. Likewise, if you are worried that someone else is getting away with something and you want to ensure that they pay for their crimes, the Justice card lets you know that you don't need to worry. The universe has it under control and does not need your help at this time. You have enough on your plate keeping your own karma in order. And then we have a reading tip. If the reading involves questions of legal decisions, this card lets you know that a fair judgment will come. Whether that judgment is in your favor, though, is not guaranteed. So that's how the Major Arcanas read, which again, I think some of them are quite unique in the way that they're explained, at least in my opinion. And I'm sorry if you hear my Chihuahua is laying down here on the floor. He is snoring, as always, happens every time I record. I think that's his protest. Anyway, we're at the Ace of Wands. Put that in a separate pile so that we can read one. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. I love this. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Ten of Wands. Page of Wands. I'll put these in a different pile too, since she puts them separately in the book. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Five of Cups, Six of Cups, Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, which is the one that's on the cover of the box, King of Cups, Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and I just love this card. You give a coin to the hand, and the hand puts it in what appears to be an impenetrable box. Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, sorry for the blur, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, okay, so I'm going to quick shuffle up, just real quick shuffle here and just pull a Minor Arcana card at random, and then I will read that for you. Okay, pull that out. We can set them one on top of the other. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. So let's check that out in here. Pentacles are at the very tail end. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles, the saying, everyone wants to be me, and the core meaning, accomplishment. So many of my colleagues, as well as myself, identify with this card. For many entrepreneurial women, this card represents the dream fulfilled, not the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles. Why is that? This card represents a self-made woman or man. Through self-mastery, discipline, and hard work, she has created a safe, stable, secure, and rich life. Although not given to opulence and ostentation, she is committed to quality. Sometimes the well-crafted is more expensive than the well-decorated. She values discipline, symbolized here by the falcon. This bird sits on her arm as the result of dedicated training. Because of that training, it will not fly away. She is in control. Independence is a very important element of this card. As a 9, it is associated with the hermit, who has made his own way spiritually and is dependent on no one else. Our Lady in the 9 of Pentacles has made not just a wonderful life, but also one that she retains as much control over as is possible. Tower moments do happen, though, and so we know nothing is completely guaranteed. It is this control and independence that makes this image such an alluring dream. The 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles are contingent on other people, and no matter how firm someone's commitment to a shared dream, you never really know when they will start desiring another path. When your reading is graced with this card, make sure you appreciate it. The 9 of Pentacles is an excellent sign that life right now is quite good. You worked hard for everything you have. You have every right to indulge and enjoy it all. Reading tip: self-sufficiency and independence are commendable goals. However, if this card comes up with the Hermit or the Chariot, perhaps you are taking things a little too far. Make sure you're not behaving in an extreme or unhealthy manner. Taking care of oneself does not mean being antisocial. One does have obligations to society. So that is the 9 of Pentacles. And now I will quick swish the court cards and just pull one of those at random to read for you. Let's do this one. We have the Queen of Wands. So let's find her in the book. Knights, there she is. Okay, so the saying, why are you still sitting there? For goodness sake, why am I still sitting here? Alonzi. Don't know what that is. Alonzi. Anyway, core meaning, someone who supports and nurtures the will, inspiration, and passion of others. As long as she is in motion, she shines like the sun, drawing people and good luck to her like moths to a flame. She is witty, charming, and warm. Her confidence radiates so strongly that you can feel it in your blood as if it were your own. Her energy helps you be your best self. She wants you to be your best self because she does not want to be surrounded by boring fools. If the action stops, if clever conversation ceases, she clouds over, restless and feeling useless. Because if people aren't moving, aren't sparkly, she has nothing to offer. This fact may lead you to believe she is shallow. It would be a mistake to confuse impatience with shallowness. She knows so much and just wants you to experience it too. This queen has discovered her inner power, and, much like a strong horse, it can carry her almost anywhere she wants to go. Despite outward appearances of the aforementioned shallowness and ego, she is actually more in tune with her intuition than you'd imagine. That is one reason she can move forward so confidently. She doesn't doubt her direction because she knows she is guided by something other than her own mind or feelings. Having discovered this fabulous way of living life, she has no patience with and no sympathy for those who want to wallow in self-doubt and misery. If you want to move, she'll get you up to speed in no time. If you want to make excuses and whine, she'll spare a moment to give you a killer, withering glance before turning her back on you. If you hurry, you can catch up with her and get her to smile on you again. It would be worth it. So there we have major, minor, and court cards, how they read in the book. All right, so now, again, we have a Llewellyn deck. And Llewellyn decks normally shuffle, again, for me, quite well. I don't care to do reversal, so I try to keep them in the same order. Upright, in other words. So riffle shuffling, very, very, very easy. As expected, when you do it right. And then I like to shuffle from the side like this, in this manner. And they, because they're glossy, they shuffle this way really well. They just shoot right in there. And then how I do it with Sakeina is, this is my way of shuffling. Which is not as neat as some people, and obviously not as fast, but it works for me. And then for those people who do it this way, I am still not versed in this. I don't know if I ever will be, because this is the only time I do it, is on video to show you. But they slide very nicely. So I'm going to go off camera for just a little bit and shuffle these up really well so we can come back and find out what Sakeina thinks of this deck. So be back shortly. Okay, I'm back and I've shuffled up pretty well. We'll still do a little bit more shuffling here as I ask Sakeina, could you please throw out 1 or 2 jumpers for me to determine what it is you think of this deck, Steampunk Tarot. And if a whole bunch comes out, I'll just take the top one. Happens quite often when they're new cards. So Sakeina, your opinion or your impression on Steampunk Tarot. 1 or 2 cards, please. There's 1. And 2. Okay, so what we have here are the 2 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I'm going to say that Sakeina is telling us right here she absolutely loves this deck, just like I do. And she used the, or pulled the card that was used on the front of the box also. But I believe she's saying here that this is a fantastic card deck for intuition, using your intuition, because there are very unique images on this deck. So I think what she's saying also here is that she feels you can get really good advice from these cards also. And this would be in even possibly shadow work, the shadow realm, because the Queen of Cups, she's attached to the High Priestess and the Moon. So she's no stranger to scary journeys maybe, or journeys that don't give a whole lot unless you really dig in. So she's also saying here with the 2 of Cups that this is a love relationship. You're either going to love this deck or you're not. It's going to be for you or it's not. However, if you love it, it will love you in return. It will give you a lot of really good readings if you give it the opportunity to do so. And if you allow your emotions and your intuition to guide you through it. This deck will also help you grow in your tarot practice if you take time to nurture your tarot practice. So there's probably a lot more here that Sakeina could say, but we're going to leave it at that. Just suffice it to say, she loves the deck. All right, so that is it for the Steampunk Tarot. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough, and we will see you next time. Take care.